everybody, it's Dr. Chatter, and you know what time it is? That's right, Holiwhatzit Day. What is Holiwhatzit Day? Well, it's the name I gave this time of the year because, well, frankly, there are too many holidays and people don't like holidays or being wished happy holidays. So, happy Holiwhatzit Day! And if you're pissed off I didn't say Merry Christmas, well, who cares? You guys were pissed off about that before. But guess what, Christians? There's more than just Christmas at this time of year. And holiday means holy day. So if you're going to accept other religions like Judaism, then you got to accept holidays, not just Christmas. And for those of you who are pissed off about Xmas, well, guess what? That also means Christmas because X is Chi. Just like X and P were put onto the shields of Constantine's soldiers when he won that battle. XP, of course, being the Greek letters Chi and Rho. So Xmas really does mean Christmas. And if you look at the cross of St. Andrew, which I've talked about before, well, there's another X too. Although, that's really not a subject I want to get into right now. I'll try to keep this a little light. So, why am I actually here? What am I going to be talking about today? Well, I just saw in the newspaper the other day, technically it was online, on Kotaku, that Fantasy Flight Games has created a Fallout the board game. I love Fallout. I've been playing way too much of it lately. That's one of the reasons why my posts haven't been going up. But I've actually been working on a game very similar to theirs. Although, they got Fallout. I want to do a bit more than that. Do you remember A Boy and His Dog? Do you remember Cherry 2000? Tank Girl? Mad Max? There's a lot of different apocalypse movies set in wastelands. I wanted to encapsulate all of those into my game. So I've been working on a big game that I've been calling Omega Dogs. It's different than the Fallout game. Right off the bat, I can tell you, just looking at the components, it is definitely different. The way they set up their structures, the way their map tiles are, it's different. Although mine does use map tiles too. And it's actually based off of another game prototype that I've been working on since 2012 called Drifter. This one's supposed to be Wild West. And I also have one written up for a medieval fantasy type setting, because, well, who doesn't like Skyrim, right, Bethesda? But anywho, how do I know mine's different? Well, I know their map tiles are put face down. That's one thing. I mean, we won't even get into the fact that they're using the Fallout theme, and I try to use a more generic, almost component-heavy way of doing things, although I am paring down the components. So it's not as heavy as you think. It's actually going to be kind of a fun game. And my map tiles start face up. Face down is only an option if you want it. So, what's another thing I know? Well, their map tiles aren't segmented into sectors. Mine are. They have the one game. I have multiple expansions planned out. And I'm not even kidding about this. I've even got some of the artwork done. I could show you on my laptop here in a bit. But I'll show you some of my other games that I've been working on, including card games. Like, I have one that I'm calling Harmony right now. It's very similar to one that a friend of mine did called Color Row. There's also another one that I've been working on called Circuit, based off of circuits. And two other variations, I'll show you those as well. There's a few others I'm working on, one that's kind of a mix, almost like triominoes using tarot cards. I'll get into that one later. I've got another one called Parkour, which was of course inspired by Mirror's Edge. Another one called Boomtown or Bust. There was one that I was working on when I was in college called Science, and was hanging up in my Mad Science art exposition. that I've already talked about in a previous video. And I still got the game board. It looks kind of bad right now. And another good one, which I have to show you, because I actually fitted it inside of a pizza box. I'm pretty grateful that the pizza box was actually the right size. But it's called Trench Warfare. And this one is a really, really good game. It basically revolves around trench warfare in World War I. It's actually kind of fast-paced, and I don't know, I think it's really good. Everyone I play tested it with says it's really good, but this is the one thing I've got to be really dealing with in 2018 is I've got to get these games out, man. You guys need them for next year's Christmas, and I really, really hope I can get them done. I really plan on doing the bulk of my play testing for open play testing with people outside of my home and circle of friends in the spring. So I'm really going to be focusing on that, and you might not see too many videos posted from me. I've also been very busy with work. I'm like second in charge there, so I'm always doing stuff. In fact, even though it's Christmas, I still got to do a little bit of work. Sucks being responsible sometimes, but hey, you know, that's what you get when you're not making money off your YouTube channel. Maybe if I got more viewers, I might be able to do this more full time, and then research and everything else would be way better. Plus, I've also been working on ideas to improve the show, including buying a green screen, which I've actually got to sew up and then kind of set up my studio a little bit more, but more is coming, trust me. So, without further ado, let's go to the external camera. Alright, so sorry for the lighting, but this is the game board. As you can see, it's seen better days. This is science. Yeah, kind of a Risk-style game, but about mad science. So, yeah, stay tuned for that one. This was the first prototype. This was from back in 2010, 2011 when I was working on this. So, yeah, it's probably going to change a lot more. Alright, and this is some of the stuff from Drifter. As you can see, we got some player stat stuff there that I was working on. We got some stuff I was working on over there for things you could buy. Got map tiles here. Let's see, we got like a box canyon type thing, a savanna type thing, canyon. We have like Adobe house type thing. And you'll notice they got a circle on each one. Now this was the first version of a game like this that I did, where I was thinking of just having it in the center of the tile. But like I said, I'm changing the way I'm doing things. So it's actually probably going to be set up a little bit more like Omega Dogs is going to be set up with sectors. So that's going to be hexagons with lines going through it, turning them all into a bunch of triangles. But that's just for making more movement spaces. And also, instead of having a circle in the center, what it's probably going to be is a circle in the center and then also parts of circles going around the edge. So you won't be able to put locations on the very outer edge, but you will be able to put them on the edge of map tiles that are actually touching and forming a full circle. So yeah, as you could tell, it's kind of got the idea from Settlers of Catan. We got some booze tokens there, some water tokens here, got some locations and stuff like that. I don't know how well you can see them inside the bags. But yeah, I've been working on this game for a number of years, and it's getting better. And I also have other expansions worked on in this as well. I just haven't made those map tiles. This is the base game right now. And so far it seems pretty good as well. Definitely needs some tweaking, more than Trench Warfare, which I'll show you next. Alright, my friends should recognize this type of a pizza box. Yeah, it's cheap pizza, alright, but I like it. So inside this I've got non-disclosure forms because my old boss, whose job I have now, was actually going to play test it when he went to the Wisconsin Dells, and he never play tested it. They were playing one of the new pandemic expansions. Well, let's get these pens out of there. Then I've got actual tokens that I've made up for this. As you can see, different colors: black, yellow, blue, orange, green, and red. And then we have similar map tiles. That's the home base for green. And dice. And I don't know if you can see this, but we got this very weird dice right here. That's a blast dice that I created for this game. Basically, the idea is you're going to eventually have big guns, mortars, stuff like that. So why not make something that actually moves the impact around? I don't know if you guys have played a game called Warhammer 40K, but that's kind of the idea I'm going for. It's not completely accurate for a gun, but it's fairly accurate. So you might have some drift. And this is the big game board, which folds up, as you can see, into fourths. And it's got spots for the HQs. And what you'll do, and let me set this up a little bit to show you. Alright, so this kind of shows you what's going on. You get a hut to start out with, and you're going to have some pieces that you can also put out. But you're eventually going to be building trenches over the surface and moving your troops through the trenches. Why? Because trenches protect you from gunfire. So there's going to be a lot of people shooting. If you're in the trench, you have more cover. Simple as that. And then I also have other cards like stealing plans, landmines, clotheslines, grenades, food. Oh yeah, and holiday. I don't know if you guys remember the Christmas truce, but if you don't know about that in World War I, you probably should. So yeah, in a way, this is a Christmas game. Hooray! Holidays! Happy holidays! But yeah, got a lot of stuff that I'm working on. This one's really close. I even got some little barbed wire things right here. Yes, I know the art is kind of shitty. But hey, I was doing all these games really fast to make components. When you do them by hand, you're gonna see a lot of really shitty stuff. I mean, that's why I tend to do a lot of my games, especially card games, on the computer. And with that, I'm going to put this away and I'll show you my card games. Okay, so these are a lot of my games. I'm just going to go over some of these really quickly, just to let you know what I'm working on. These are some of the ones I printed up. This one's Pass It, meant to be a very quick game about passing to the other player. This one's Boomtown, uses little charts right there to gauge happiness and economy. You're trying to build a town in the Wild West. Very fun game. Then I got two types, Circuit and Hexit, as you can tell, using computer component ideology, symbolism, I should say, to produce the cards. To basically, you're going to be making a circuit and passing little electrons around. Then over here, we've got Harmony. I don't know if you can see that. This one's a slightly different color, but these are all different versions of Harmony. This one's the original one, the circles and everything. And even these little chips, which I haven't cut out, I've been using regular plastic chips to play with them. But yeah, basically this is a game that I'm actually working on in conjunction with that tarot card game that I told you about. And these are actually for an RPG I'm working on called Stoichian. I don't know if you've ever seen that on my header bar on my internet when I'm taking pictures of it online for the show, but that's what Stoichian is. This one over here is called You Can't Break This Game. And the whole point of the game is to literally break the game. So, yeah, that one's an interesting game. I don't want to go too much into it because it might spoil it for you. This one right over here is an interesting one. This is called Mongol right now. The whole point is to build a wall and then smash through the wall. You play Mongol hordes trying to get through the Great Wall of China. As you could tell, the art is kind of tentative, and it does use a little bit of artwork and ideology, or design ideology, from the Great Wall of China, but also uses some Mongolian design. I believe it's the gold and red is Mongolian design. But yeah, it gets into the culture too, even mentioning a Zud. If you don't know what a Zud is, that's an interesting form of winter. So another good thing to talk about now. Okay, this one over here, a couple cards from my game Mega Tower. You build a giant arcology for a skyscraper, and it could look like a series of skyscrapers, it could look like a straight line up, it could look like an antenna or a tree or a donut. This one's going to be a pretty fun game, and that's basically what you do. Is you build a tower, and then you do espionage against other people and use your security to defend yourself. Up here, these awesomely illustrated cards are for Parkour, the game, where basically you're going to be an agent running around doing things called agendas and trying to accomplish missions using your parkour skills and fighting skills. And you will be able to interact with other players that way too. So that's another fun game. So yes, these are just some of the games I'm working on. Literally, I'm not even kidding you, I've got a lot more games in the works. I just keep coming up with new designs, fleshing them out as best I can. This one was probably one of the quickest ones. This one had a lot of thought go into it, and this one is a lot of work. This is the one I've really been playtesting heavily. As you could tell, I've got 5 different variations of it. But you can also tell I spent a considerable amount of time researching and doing art and figuring out a style that looks good. Still kind of working on it over here, but such is life. Hope you guys have a happy holidays. See you hopefully before the end of the year, but if not, see you in 2018. Alright, don't know if you can see this that well, but yeah, when I say I'm working on a lot of games, I mean I'm working on a lot of games. This is just the board games. As you can see, I have games like Convivium, which is actually going to be about eating at a Roman dinner party. There's Siege Warfare and Toffle games. Cave Dwellers, which is actually kind of an MST3K joke, but it's about, you know, being a person that was a caveman. Oil, another game about oil. Mercati, ancient Italian merchants. King's Feast. I mean, a lot of these. It kind of goes on and on. And I got other ones too, including I'm working on some video games down here. Some noticeable ones that you... And also, I am even working on video games down here. Now, I can tell you a little bit about the plot on those. One is Boson Bill, deals with quantum physics. The other one is actually going to be called Luna Sea, and is actually supposed to be a space epic, but kind of more along the lines of like an old side-scrolling platformer like Mega Man. So, yeah, maybe look for those too. Hopefully I'll get a lot more artwork done, maybe get some things kick-started so I can actually start my game company. Okay, and right here you can see Omega Dogs, my document file, was created in 2014, last modified 2 years ago, in 2015. Almost 3 years ago. So, yeah, I mean, if people say that I'm actually copying Bethesda and Fantasy Flight Games, well, they're just freaking wrong. Like, I've been working on this for, wow, 3 years, almost 4. So, yeah, take that, guys. Let's open this thing up. Okay, so this is Omega Dogs starting off. And like I said, the basics before the game. But, oh, what's this down here? Wow, 69,587 characters. This must be a pretty long one. How long is it? Well, let's look at that scroll bar. Right up there. See how tiny that is? Now, when I say I've been working on this game, I mean I've been working on this game. A lot on this game. So much on this game. This is an epic game. It has a lot of things that I've cross-referenced, things that I need to look at, things I need to check, things I need to fix. But yes, and what was the final page count? Let's just go up here to print, make it easier. There you go. 25 pages of rules. So, yeah, I've been working on this a while. But, you know, that's the thing. With game design, it takes a while. And when you're working another job and doing YouTube videos, that takes a while too. So, let's see if I can find some artwork. Hopefully this will be a good one. There's just a simple little logo idea that I had. Definitely thinking of changing it, so, you know, it's just simple right now, just an idea. Here are some of the early prototypes of the tiles that I was working on. As you can see, they weren't actually divvied up to be triangles. Like I said, I am changing that. I just don't really like this whole, you know, pentagon inside a hexagon thing. But, you know, it's interesting to look at. Got some other tiles down here. I think these were for the other expansions. Let's see if I can scroll down. What all we got? Yeah, there's a lot here. Yeah, as you can see, I had other things: snow and granite, thornbrush, dead stuff. Yeah, salt canyon. A lot. And here you can see a test setup of the new board design. As you can tell from the center, right there, that is a token you're going to lay on top of the tile. And yeah, if you're looking at that right and thinking about it, yes, that is a dome city, just like Logan's Run. Like I said, I wasn't just thinking about Fallout when I was making this game. Although, interesting enough, gamma storms I actually wrote into this game way back when I started creating it. And lo and behold, Fallout 4 had gamma storms. And I love the gamma storms in Fallout 4. I think they're beautiful. Yeah, if I had a choice between living in Skyrim or Fallout 4, I would choose Fallout 4. I like the universe, and guess what? There's hope, there's video games, there's comics, there's guns, and there's no demons and magic, which really put a damper on a lot of things. You know, science, reason, logic, it makes a lot more sense. It's not as scary, especially since you can rat away all the radiation, still find food and beer and whiskey and other things. I mean, I just think Fallout's better. Let me know what you think, though. Do you think Fallout's better or Skyrim is better? I'd like to find out what the viewers think. Also, let me know if you think, is Fallout actually purgatory? Because I do a lot of quests in Fallout, and I've noticed that a lot of things keep popping up, like the same letter. I've actually got multiple letters from two sisters that actually seem like they just keep respawning in the same place. And this makes me think that it's actually purgatory you're in, and not the Boston Commonwealth. And I think this theory kind of holds true, because the first thing you see before you go into the vault is a giant nuclear explosion. So my assumption is that you actually die from radiation poisoning when the wind sweeps over you at the start of the game, and that you never survived to the future, that you died, and there was some version of hell that was created, or purgatory, where you come out into it and you're roaming around eternally until, of course, the game glitches out and you have to start a new one. But that's a story for another time. What do you think? Is Fallout purgatory? But before I let you go, I'd like to sing a few songs. I came up with some parodies because I know other people were coming up with parodies too, but I was actually coming up with these at the same time. So what a coinky dink. This is my holiday present to you guys. So, don't mind if I read these off the page because, you know, I like literally just came up with them last night when I was really drunk and editing the other video. So, bear with me. First one's based on Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. The alt-right is fucking racist, that's what everybody knows. And if you don't believe me, then you can watch some Alex Jones, Breitbart and Bannon linger in dark corners with their words. But if you ever read them, you'd see it's logically absurd. If you have to disagree, then all I have to say is you don't know your history, go back to school today. Whites aren't the source of culture, the source is actually called the brain. The alt-right never uses their, that's why they're all insane. Next one is sung to the tune of Frosty the Snowman. And yeah, I didn't do a whole song, because like I said, I was pretty fucking drunk last night. So I only did like about the same amount of work I did on the last one. The alt-rights are snowflakes who think the shit don't fucking stink. With rhetoric that'll make you sick, denying genetic links. They think that they should try to create an ethno-state, but limiting genetic code will lead to more bad traits. There must be a great lesson in the words I have just sung, but they'll refuse to realize it, 'cause their heads are filled with dung. The alt-right are snowflakes that hate those not like them. They speak their minds with racist lines, fear not but dodge the phlegm. And then I was thinking of doing something like, Trumpy is dumb dumb, Trumpy is dumb dumb, look at that dumb ass fly. Trumpy is dumb dumb, Trumpy is dumb dumb, oh shit, we're all gonna die! But, you know, we'll work on that part. We can do that next year, right? Or maybe, you know, some other songs next year, it'll be fun. Last one. This one's sung to Jingle Bells. I hope you enjoy this one. Breitbart News made Milo stew. Tommy Lauren was his clone. Alex Jones, the gay frog troll, shotguns with Roger Stone. Trump's the mole with mistletoe, crotch grabbing Putin's wife. Mueller's going to get them, yet they'll all be doing time. Flying to the beach. It's cared for by the Cheech. He gets no big fuck check because Trump is a leech. Trickle down is bad. The tax cuts make me sad. That's why I turn to drink whiskey. It often helps me think. The GOP thinks the poor eat only lobster meat. If nukes will fly, we'll see the end and dine on Fox and Friends. Happy Holiwhatzit Day. Remember, knowledge changes the world. You know what I forgot? I forgot my whiskey. Cabin still. You know, go big or go home, right? After all, I haven't eaten anything. First drink of the day. Merry fucking whatever Holiwhatzit Day. What's it up to now? Chris Mahanza Guana Donna Yuli Festive Crimbo? Something like that. And for those of you wondering why I'm not wearing my orange jumpsuit, I got a Christmas present from my buddy Ryan. It's Creationist Cat t-shirt! Yay! If you haven't seen Creationist Cat, really, go over. He even has a Patreon page, man. Guy makes some great videos. They're funny as shit. It's kind of like, what was that one? God's Favorite Christian? I don't know if you ever seen that one. But, yeah, they're atheist videos. Don't let them fool you. But, man, they're fucking hilarious as shit. So, it's Christmas. Why not watch cat videos, right?